Hey guys, I want to do a video today and look at the Liberty Bell and why is the Liberty Bell used as a symbol for American freedom? Who cracked the Liberty Bell? We're not going to answer that question, but we are going to talk about why the cracked Liberty Bell is used as a symbol for freedom in the era that we're in. You can see the Liberty Bell here displayed in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the city of brotherly love, with Independence Hall in the background. The Liberty Bell was commissioned, if you believe the history books, in 1752 and hung from the bell tower of Independence Hall as of 1753, well into the little season, and was part of this transition between the millennial kingdom of Christ and the little season. Independence Hall and its bell tower is an old world building. And when we look at these type of buildings, cathedrals, palaces, bell towers, and the bells within it, we should be looking at them from the perspective of an energy source. Because during the millennial kingdom of Christ, bells such as the Liberty Bell were used as a source of healing energy. The power of sound vibrations. And in Isaiah 65:20, there shall be no more thence an infant of days, nor an old man that hath not filled his days. For the child shall die 100 years old, but the sinner being 100 years old shall be accursed. So during the millennial kingdom of Christ, and Isaiah 65 is speaking of this time period, this 1,000-year period that was prophesied of in the Bible, mentioned 6 times in the book of Revelation 20. Period that many futurists are still looking forward to. But as we've looked at over and over in these studies over the past few months, shown that this time period has occurred in our past. And we see evidence of it not only in Scripture, but also physical evidence here on earth. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And that was a famous quote by Nikola Tesla. But during the millennial kingdom of Christ, many old world structures contain bell towers. You can see here, this was originally where Big Ben hangs. It was originally called St. Stephen's Tower. Then was changed to the Clock Tower, now Elizabeth Tower. But originally, this was St. Stephen's Tower. And there's a lot of history behind the Westminster Palace and several fires over the years that destroyed that area. Freemasons supposedly rebuilt Big Ben and part of the palace. That's a discussion for another day. But again, you see these acts of destruction during the little season of Satan, destroying old world buildings and hiding the energy source that they provided. The science of somatics and its endless possibilities. And you can see here different patterns that were generated through vibration and sound. And a lot of these look like crop circles. And I did a couple of videos in the past on crop circles and how I think that they were created using cymatics. But there are bell towers all over the world. Many of these have not been destroyed, although several have. There are still many bell towers in the world today, showing our past, showing this time when sound energy was used for healing. You can see here, this is Giotto's bell tower in Italy. The Leaning Tower of Pisa, the famous Leaning Tower of Pisa, is a bell tower. Here is another bell tower in Ukraine, and more bell towers in France. Here's a bell tower in Russia. The Kalasian bell tower in Russia. But these old world structures are all over the world. So when you see Big Ben, if you travel to Europe, Asia, all over the world, the United States, South America, they're everywhere. Think of these as energy sources of a kingdom in our past here on earth for healing energy. This is an old picture of Independence Hall. And again, the Liberty Bell. But the Liberty Bell is used now with a crack in it. This is symbolic for a new world order that was initiated at the time of the American Revolution, the French Revolution in 1776. The Bavarian Illuminati was established at that same time. I think this is a good date, a good hypothesis to start this discussion on when this transition from the millennial kingdom to Satan's little season began. The millennial kingdom of Christ, this 1,000-year reign, we see it in our history books as the Dark Ages. We see it as the Byzantine Empire. It's hidden in many ways, but the evidence is all around us. But in 1776, I believe Satan was loosed. And here you see a representation in New York Harbor of this event, in my opinion. Free since 1776. And we look at this as Americans as we're free from British tyranny. But I think truly free since 1776 is Satan being free from the bottomless pit, proclaiming liberty. And this cracked bell is a symbol of a new era that began at that time. Season's greetings using the bells. We see bells a lot in Christmas. 'Tis the season, and we talked about that. The season that we're in, the next time you hear season's greetings or 'tis the seasons over the holidays, think of it in these terms. But it was 'tis the season to destroy and bury and repurpose bells during Saint's little season. This began at the time of its implementation of this New World Order in the late 18th century into the 19th and 20th centuries. Bell towers were destroyed. These bells were taken down. These large, huge bells were taken down. They were put on cart and buggy, moved all over the world to different ports, broken in different graveyards. You can see here a bell graveyard. But these bells were dismantled during the time of Satan's little season, during the first few generations. They were destroying evidence of the past of a millennial kingdom of Christ, and they were destroying evidence of an energy source, a healing energy source during that era. They were shipped all over the world and given to countries to repurpose them into artillery, and then use that artillery to destroy cities like this, Dresden, Germany. So after using bells, which were used in the past as a source of healing, during Satan's little season, they took these bells, melted them down, repurposed them, and made them into ammunition and artillery and used them for destruction of old world buildings to hide our past. In cities like Dresden, Germany, after attacks in World War II from this artillery looked like this. Jingle bells, and sleigh bells that we see during Christmas. Truly, they're using them during Satan's little season as sleigh bells. Repurposing bells which were used during the Millennial Kingdom as a source of healing, and use them as a source of destruction in the little season. That's what Satan does. You can see here again, just hundreds, thousands of bells that were taken out of bell towers, that were destroyed, buried, repurposed. You can see here the Tsar bell, the largest bell in the world, another picture of it, over 25,000 pounds. This stands in Moscow. You can see here again a broken bell. This is all symbology in Satan's little season. They said this bell hung from Ivan the Great's bell tower, and that there were 3 of these, and that fires destroyed the first 2, and this was the 3rd. These are all lies. This is what the Freemasons do. They set cities on fire and they destroy evidence of Millennial Kingdom, of these grand old world buildings that we can't do today, that we can't build today. We can't make bells like this today. Just to get the resonance, just to get the pitch, the frequency, we don't have the technology to do this. Especially a bell like this that weighs over 25,000 pounds. But again, the Tsar bell, the Liberty bell, these cracked, these broken bells, symbology of Satan's little season, the season that we're in currently and have been for over 200 years. So when you see the Liberty bell, know what these Luciferian, Illuminati, Freemasons, they say that this is a symbol of freedom, but they don't tell you truly what it's a symbol of freedom or who this is a symbol of freedom for. But it's on our U.S. currency with Freemasons like Benjamin Franklin. It's on old world buildings like Independence Hall. And it's even commissioned where the Liberty Bell is in the forefront on a silver dollar coin with the moon in the background. Why would you make U.S. currency with a cracked bell and the moon on it? It's because we're in Satan's little season, and this is who they worship. They are Apollo worshipers, Luciferians. Let freedom ring. Again, this is their God. This is who they are letting freedom ring. This cracked bell is a symbol of the little season that we're in. And they're hiding our past of somatics. Somatics can be not only a healing source, but also can be used as powerful energy sources, such as for levitation even. And they might be hiding energy sources of how some of these old world buildings were constructed in our past by resurrected saints, by, I think, possibly angels, this angelic architecture. I think possibly somatics was at least part of the source of energy used to design these incredible buildings in our past. Now they're hiding it. But they also could be hiding the energy source that we're to see in the future when heavenly Jerusalem descends to earth. And that's what we're waiting on, the next big step after the end of Satan's little season with the Gog-Magog war, where the camp of the saints and the beloved city surrounded by the nations of the armies, fire comes down from heaven, from God, destroys them all, and we see heavenly Jerusalem descend with Jesus in it, followed by the great white throne judgment and resurrection at the last day. So a lot to look forward to, even though these Luciferians are trying to hide this from us in today's season that we're in. So be strong during this season, and we'll do another video soon. God bless.